What's up, everyone? Just wanted to come on live here and let you guys know we are going live on our challenge today, Feast or Famine to Seven Figures Business Challenge for Real Estate Agents and Brokers at 11 a.m. in our private Facebook group. You can join by going on my Instagram. You can join by clicking on the link on my bio. And those of you who are tuning in from Facebook, I'll put the link for joining the challenge in the comments. But I do today want to talk about brokers and sponsors who are recruiting agents out there and kind of talk about them and basically what is going on in the real estate industry with all these recruiters trying to recruit agents. And as agents or brokers, if you are part of a brokerage that is hosting you as associate broker, there are some things that they are not, telling us, and they are fooling us, in a way, trying to show us that they care about us. So I just wanted to come on live and tell you that your broker or your sponsor is not in love with you. How do I know that, right? What gives me the right to talk about other brokers and sponsors out there if you're an EXP agent? And their love for you, right? And I have, over the past 2 weeks, I would say I went on this rampage on networking with other brokers and sponsors, specifically from EXP, to talk about what they do for their agent, how they're building their downline, how they're building their team, how are they building their brokerage. And also, of course, over the past 5 to 7 years, I myself had the experience with different brokers, what they do for their agents and what they do for their for people that are in their business to help them grow their business. The way I know that the brokers out there and sponsors out there are not in love with their agent is based on what they do for their agent. Majority of the time, if it's a broker, they're promising you, over promising you on a lot of things and under delivering most of the time. If they're promising you leads, usually there is a lack in the quantity of leads they give you or the quality of the leads they give you. If the promise is an office space, usually it's not an office space. That's not what they're promising you. What they're promising you is that they will charge you for the office space. And if you're in a place where you are in that same situation, you would know what I'm talking about, right? They would get you attracted to them by saying, we have a physical office space, you can come use it whenever you want to. But when you really go in it and you want to use the space, they give you this heavy $10,000 bill, right? So similarly, it comes down to generating business. When it comes down to generating business, it's usually a broker or a sponsor have probably done some type of business in real estate industry, and they probably have done few deals. And they would use that to attract you, right? They would show you like, hey, I have sold over $1 billion in real estate, this and that, right? Whether it's a broker or a sponsor, to get you attracted to them. But once you go join them, you find out that they are still utilizing old school lead generation methods, old school lead generation practice, where they just expect you to use what they did 20 years ago, right? They use certain type of lead generation method. Maybe it's cold calling, circle prospecting, and they expect you what they did. And I literally, a sponsor that I spoke to, they started real estate in 2001, 2003-ish, right? And they started with cold calling. They started with buyer side deals, but then they started with cold calling and they became really successful on expired and FISBOs. And right now, his value proposition to his downline is that he's going to teach, or he's going to provide training, and he himself doesn't do the training, but he will provide the training on cold prospecting, which he did 20 years ago, and make you successful, right? And by networking with some of those agents, I always find that it's not the case, that they're, first of all, they're not doing the training themselves. They're hiring someone else to do the training. So they're kind of outsourcing that part. But the delivery is what's missing. And that's how I know that brokers and sponsors out there are lying to you and they're not in love with you. if they were, one of the first things a broker or a sponsor should do is help you build your business, right? Help you build a sustainable database, have you help you build a sustainable business pipeline where you will not be the person in charge to be able to build your own database, to be able to build your own business. If that's what you were supposed to do, if you were to sponsor your own business, if you had to build your own business, you don't really need a sponsor in that case, right? So why do your sponsors, attract you, recruit you, and just leave you be, right? And have you build your own business, right? That's pretty much the conversation we need to have. And I, honestly, I'm not, this video is not to just rant about brokers, greedy brokers and sponsors out there who give you false promises and then under deliver on them, right? Yes, I understand that factor in our industry where we are, but at the same time, I always look at what is our option, right? What are our option for individual agents to build their own business? What can we do to help agents build their business pipeline fastest way possible, and get them a solid foundation to be able to start on, to be able to stand on, to be able to have a chance to build a long-term business. And it is not in a broker's best interest to build your business for you, because obviously the longer you stay with the broker, right? The longer you stay with the broker, the longer, the more deals you do under a broker, the longer they would make money off of you. So teaching you how to build independent, sustainable business pipeline is not in their best interest. The longer they can have you struggling, the more profitable they will be. The longer you need his office space or their office space, the more money they would make off of you every month, charging you for a desk fee, right? The longer you will need their leads, right? The more money they can charge you on splits, right? Even those brokers who say I will provide leads, they charge you a lot of money for us to be able to do business on their database, right? And I am talking to some agents in the market, in the Michigan market, who are being treated by their upline or their sponsor as if they are their personal slave, right? They are giving them leads and charging them 50% split, but at the same time their leads are also being taken away from them. Their personal business is being taken away from them with the excuse that they're not experienced enough, right? So there is a lot of shady stuff that goes on in this business, and my goal is to kind of bring that to the forefront and to our attention and discuss some of these things that goes on in the industry. But on moreover, more importantly, what I would like to provide is an alternative. What I would like to provide is a solution. So today we have a challenge that's going live in our private Facebook group, Feast or Famine to Seven Figures Real Estate Business. In this, it's a 5-day live challenge for realtors and brokers. Yeah, there are some good brokers out there who could probably potentially use this to provide business for their people, for their agents who, and I gotta be clear, there are some really good brokers and sponsors out there who really do care about their agents. And some of them I had the opportunity to network with over the past week. And you know who you are if I had the conversation with you. And that's not the point, right? There are brokers out there who cares about you. There are sponsors out there who work diligently, who look at where you are and provide you with the roadmap that you need to build your sustainable long-term business, right? And they're not in the exit strategy mode, right? Most brokers who have had seen success in real estate, and most sponsors who have had seen success in real estate already, are more than likely not go all the way for you, right? There is not in their best interest to go all the way and figure out problems and solutions for you, right? It's not in their best interest, especially brokers and sponsors who are flex partners, right, who are working with Zillow to provide leads to their downline. Number one, brokers who are paying for leads, right? Most of them, brokers who are premier agent and paying for leads. The reason why they are premier agent and they're paying for leads, believe me when I say this, the reason why they are paying for Zillow leads is so you don't go to someone else, right? The only reason they're paying for a Zillow lead is because right now most agents want Zillow leads. It wasn't in their best interest to spend money, but having Zillow lead is basically their value proposition. That's how much they suck in business, right? They got to buy Zillow lead to provide you with Zillow lead and brag about it, right? And we are right now seeing a lot of overlap, right? A lot of Zillow agents that I'm talking to right now, they're facing their leads talking to someone else's lead. Even within the office is happening, right? And if you are in the business, you know what I'm talking about, is that you have a lead that's assigned to you by the broker, you're talking to the lead, and then you find out that the lead's already talking to someone else, right? Or while you're negotiating a deal, the lead is also already talking to someone else in the office. And that's a proof that what Zillow is doing, recycling of data and charging on the front end to premier agents, on the back end from flex partners, from the commissions, right? It's a proof that this is not going to go anywhere. This is not going to take us anywhere as an industry, right? Just converting 10% of Zillow leads and having 90% be recycled out to some other agent is not a sustainable way to grow a business. It is not a sustainable way. If 90% of your database is being recycled and intentionally put in front of other agents to work with, you are literally, what we have, the picture that we have here is, let's just say real estate agents are like lions, and then we have clients who are like chicken, right? Just an analogy. What Zillow is doing is putting one chicken with three lions in a cage. What will happen in that situation? You will have lions fighting each other and not even eating the chicken, right? So that's pretty much the picture that's being drawn in the industry, where you got Zillow putting brokers against brokers, agents against agents, even within the same office, just so they can have their database conversion higher than if they were to just assign the lead to one broker, one agent, and rely on that broker and agent to convert it, right? Yes, it creates a competition situation, but it is really a toxic situation that we should not put ourselves and our business into, where people from other brokers or within the same broker, agents from the same brokerage is getting exposed to our database. So it is not a long-term, or it is not a sustainable way of growing your real estate business. And that is why I launched the Feast or Famine to seven-figure real estate business, where I teach you how to set up your own lead generation system on automation. So the idea is that you have your systems in place, just like Zillow does, to generate a database and convert them on automation through automated follow-up system, through conversation flows to pre-qualify them on automation. So that's what I would be going over today at 11 a.m. Eastern in our private Facebook group. If you would like to learn more about it, I do have a website. You should see in the comments of this video, if you're on Facebook, the link to the website for you to learn more about it and join the challenge. Challenge starts at 11 a.m. We are going to go for 5 days live in the Facebook group, going over, showing you guys how to set up your own lead generation system and how to convert that database that you would generate on automation into clients and a long-term business pipeline. And I truly believe this is a start, right? It is not the complete solution for a real estate agent to build a seven-figure business, but it is definitely a foundation to building a long-term sustainable business that would give you and that would get you or allow you to reach your goal year over year, double it, triple it, and eventually build a business that would generate seven figures for you. So if your broker was to be in love with you, they would give you something like that. They would help you set up a business that would last you. They would help you set up and generate a database that would help you build a long-term sustainable business pipeline, rather than just giving you a deal right now, right? Rather than just teaching you how to work Zillow leads, because that literally works against you and literally works for them to keep you in their brokerage, to go from deal to deal to deal, play that feast or famine business model. The longer you play the feast or famine business model, the longer your broker or your sponsor stays profitable. The longer they can have you on the rat race, on the hamster wheel, the longer they stay profitable, they stay in business. So what we want to do over the next 2 quarters of this year, what we are doing is bringing programs to educate and train agents on how to set up their own business pipeline and how to set up their own business structures where they are independent. They're not dependent on anyone. They're not dependent on a greedy broker that wants to keep you busy, that wants to keep you tied into the system by providing you with Zillow leads, having you run around, working with unqualified buyers, and in the end, just not have enough time to invest in your own business and build your own business pipeline. So again, if you are interested, you will find the link in the comments below in the video. And if you are on Instagram, you can go on my bio. The link is on bio to join the private Facebook group where we will go live for the next 5 days and teach you guys how to set up your own lead generation system that will generate and convert your leads on automation and give you a consistent stream of deals. And not only that, consistent stream of relationships and connections that you will be able to build your long-term business pipeline. Thanks again, guys. I'll see you guys at 11 a.m. Eastern today in our private Facebook group. Go ahead and join the group and check it out. It's a free challenge for everyone to be able to set up their own system through the 5 days. I'll show you guys how to set up your basic Facebook ad to generate buyer leads. And if you join the VIP implementation lab, we would go live again later in the afternoon to answer any additional questions you guys might have, and also show you guys how to set up your seller ad to generate seller database and convert them on automation into clients.